Hey everyone, Wade Franson here with a sneak peek of this coming Tuesday night's show. I have an amazing woman in the studio with me. Her name is Audrey Rindlisbacher, and she is the Mission Driven Mom. She's the founder of the Mission Driven Mom and the author of The Mission Driven Life. And we have her here to tell us all about that. Welcome to the studio, Audrey.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So where did the idea come from of a mission-driven life and these signature 7 laws of life? Where did all that come from?
It came from, I don't know if you or your audience have ever read The Hiding Place, but it's the story of a family in Holland during World War II. It's a true story of how they saved the lives of 800 people, over 800 people. And when I first read the book, it was more about them as a family. And I was in the middle of raising a bunch of little kids, and I just knew I wanted to be just like them. And I had no idea how to get there. And eventually I found other books written by the author, Corrie ten Boom. And what I discovered was that they weren't always the super amazing people that we meet in The Hiding Place. They also had many of the same problems and issues. They had, we struggled with our finances, with our business, with our marriage, with addiction, with our parenting. They had many of those same problems. So I went on a search to study them and other heroes. You can see some of the heroes on my wall behind me. Study the lives of dozens of men and women, trying to figure out how did they become so amazing? How did ordinary people become extraordinary? And I found these common laws that they all lived that took them from just the same kind of ordinary, troubled people that I was to where they became these amazing people that had this positive impact in the world.
So obviously there's a lot of inspiration, faith, courage that is needed to us to even begin to aspire to be that kind of an exceptional family.
Yeah.
How much of it is the vision, mission, faith, and how much is it of the practice of the principles? What's the mix there? Is it 50-50, 80-20?
You really hit it, though. It starts with the practice of the principles. That's what we do best at the Mission Driven Mom, is teach people what principles are, why they matter, and how to live them. And that's really, we call it practicing principles, and it's following in their footsteps to live the laws and principles that they lived. And you don't believe you're ever going to do anything amazing when you get started. You just don't. But you have problems that you'd love to solve. You'd love to be more connected in your marriage. You'd love to be a more present parent, all of that kind of stuff. And so that's where you start. You start with where you are right now. And eventually it takes you places you wouldn't think you would be able to go.
So you don't really have to have that sort of vision, mission clearly in mind. You just start down the path.
Yep. You just get plugged in. You start where you are. You do the next right thing. And it takes you on a really amazing journey.
Well, very cool. I can't wait to unpack all that over the course of an hour coming up on January 6th. We were joking in the studio about, yes, January 6th, the insurrection. We recently had a gentleman on who was actually involved in that. So, this is your own insurrection. This is your own goal to change your life and take charge. Sorry if anyone takes offense at that, but it just happens to be January 6th, and we're starting a movement here. So Audrey, thank you for taking the time to be with us here today, and for everyone in the audience, be there for episode 210, January 6th, 8 p.m. Central Time on Created in the Image of God. We'll see you there.